Welcome into Walk the Line, where I'm your host, OG Chris Murray, be giving you my Dynasty Madden League Week 6 Golden Picks. Okay, man, I've been on a hot streak. Last week, man, and the week before last, I only missed a total of 4 games. Now, this week, like I said, every week I'm trying to get a solid, no-flaw pick card. I'm trying to get every single game right. And this week, I feel like I'm going to get it right. So let's dive right into these games. Alright, first up we have Matty Ice and the Philadelphia Eagles versus Westside Pablo and the New York Giants. Man, one thing I gotta say about Matty is this. The Philly special is being given out to every single body that he is going up against. There's nothing wrong that the Philadelphia Eagles can do out there in Philly. Every single week, it looks like this is the team that can, at the end of the season, be in a Super Bowl. However, on the other note, we have a struggling New York Giants team that if you told me this offseason will be currently sitting at 1-4, possibly 1-5, going into week 7, I would have laughed at you and told you it was out of your mind. But for some reason, Westside Pablo cannot figure out how to get the motor going out there in New York. He's going up against a solid Philadelphia team this week, so he's going to have to figure things out very fast. But I don't think that right now Westside Pablo is on the right track to take or compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. So I have to take Matty Ice in his week 6 victory over the New York Giants, heading into week 7 undefeated. Next up we have T-Pain and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Dynasty Madden Atlanta Falcons. Okay, T-Pain, quarterback is down, so I see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming out struggling against a very good Atlanta Falcons secondary. However, Atlanta don't know what Atlanta team you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get that actual Atlanta team that looks like they can contend for the banner for the season, or that bottom feeder Atlanta Falcons team. This week, I think that Nasty Nuke needs to just stick to the script. Get Freeman and Coleman going, which will open up a lot of other things, and attack that backup quarterback, because there's not going to be no type of Fitz magic at all out there. So this is a pretty much, you can mark it down as an easy win for the Falcons. But like I said, it depends on what Atlanta team we're going to get. But I think Nasty Noop is going to figure it out and get the W over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into week 7, 4-2. Next up, we have C-Rob and the Carolina Panthers versus undefeated rated the Washington Redskins. Now, I want to pause for a second because there actually was a tie on the shit bowl game. So we actually this week have 2 shit bowls that the people have spoken on and have voted on. So this is the first shit bowl game with C-Rob and the Carolina Panthers versus undefeated rated the Washington Redskins. Now, C-Rob's come off a bye week. His team, is what we expected it to be, with them not having key pieces. But they're actually struggling a whole lot more than what the DML projected. The Washington Redskins, they can't seem to buy a win. They don't have no identity on the offensive side of the ball, no identity on the defensive side of the ball. This team continues to struggle week after week after week, and this week they're going to need to get a W. But C-Rob's coming off the bye week fresh, and those players are fresh. Cam's fresh. I think the Superman's going to come out and show out against the Redskins, and I'm going to take C-Rob taking the W in the shit bowl game over undefeated rated and the Washington Redskins. Next up, we have Houdini and Seattle Seahawks versus Tone Dog and the Oakland Raiders. Now, Houdini, Russell Wilson is having a monster season so far. He's producing. He's someone that you have to game plan around, but he is responsible for 87% of the offensive yards for the Seattle Seahawks. Can that brother please get some help? How much more can this man produce before he's before he gets hurt, or before he decides to say, you know what, I don't want to be in Seattle no more. You know, this guy needs some help. Now, Houdini, week after week after week, seems to come out and play against himself. Week after week after week. Now, if he can figure out how to take some of the weight off of Russell Wilson's shoulder and not beat himself, this actually could be a good game. It actually can go his way. But he's going into the black hole, the black pit with Tone and those Raiders, man. And I think the Raiders are going to game plan on how to get after Russell Wilson and take him completely out the game. So my pick for this game will have to be the Oakland Raiders getting the W at home heading into Week 7. Next up, we have Marizi and the Indianapolis Colts versus I.M. Ness and the New York Jets. Now, the Jets are sitting at 4-1. Got some impressive W's. One against Tight Work, another against the stacked Jacksonville Jaguar and Expert, and they just beat the brakes off of JB Blazin and the Denver Broncos last week. The Jets are officially on the DML radar. For guys that have the Jets on their remaining schedule, I'm telling you right now, do not even pay attention to that roster, the ratings, or nothing, because they have a solid user. And this is the season, and it comes down to pure stick skills. The Colts, I don't see them going toe-to-toe with Ness and the Jets as far as stick skills, so this is an easy pick. I'm going to have to take Ness over the Indianapolis Colts, getting a W heading into Week 7. Next up, we have Guwap and the Arizona Cardinals versus Hamiltop and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Hamiltop is coming off of a tough loss last week. His defense came out, played solid, what we know Minnesota to do. But the offense could not seem to get things going. You know, they could not figure out how to put points on the board. This week he's going up against a struggling Arizona Cardinal O-line. I think his D-line is going to eat and get after the quarterback and do what Minnesota do, baby. Cause turnovers and defense wreak havoc. They're going to be home. The crowd's going to be pumping. You know, they're going up against that rookie quarterback. I don't think Guwap can game plan or how to protect the quarterback because that O-line is garbage. Now, Guwap showed that he can pick points up and he can compete. But costly turnovers has cost him the game. This week, he has to figure out how to take care of the ball because he's going up against a top 5 DML defensive team. Now, this game right here, this can either be a blowout or it could be a tight game. But how Guwap has taken care of the ball, I see the Minnesota Vikings defense coming out, making turnovers, wreaking havoc at home, getting a W over the Arizona Cardinals. Next up, we have Flair and the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Big Homie and the Cincinnati Bengals, which got voted for Shit Bowl game number 2. Now, this game right here, man, looking at this matchup before the season kicked off, this would have been a must-watch game due to the high-powered offense of weapons that each team possess. But if you look at the Steelers, they're averaging 6 points a game, and then you have the Cincinnati Bengals, who some weeks seem to look like they can compete with anybody, then the next week seem to be just hot trash. But I think that the Big Homie has the edge in this game due to the fact that he at least knows how to get production out of his guys. Flair, on the other hand, man, is just, I don't know what's going on in Pittsburgh. Like, they can't seem to figure out how to get production out of an offense that pretty much all you have to do is just say, AB, go run a route. I'm going to throw the ball to you. Or, Le'Veon, run this up the 2-hole. Or, let's do it outside, whatever. And you can produce. But it's like this team just come out week after week looking like the Cleveland, well, not my Browns, but the Cleveland Browns from the past cycles. Is just like, I don't know what's going on, man. Can this be another repeat from Madden 18, Madden 17, Madden 16 from Flair? Or are we going to see him actually get it right this cycle? But I don't think this game is going to do that. I think this game, the Cincinnati Bengals and the big homie is going to come out, get his key guys going, and take the W over Flair and the Pittsburgh Steelers. My score for this game will be 13-3 with the big homie taking the W. Next up, we have my Cleveland Browns versus Eddie Forrest and the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, like I said, every week after week, this is going to be a game where my young guns are going to be tested. We coming off of a loss last week where the game could have went in our favor, but we made a couple mistakes and key moments of the game. This week, you know, we have to game plan and execute our game plan thoroughly because we're going up against a solid Los Angeles Chargers team. However, they're still without both running backs. Thank God for that. But this team is still solid, man. They have a solid defensive line, solid secondary, solid wide receiver core. So my guys are definitely going to have to come out and, you know, play their game and ball hard. However, like I said, I don't never pick against myself, so I'm going to have to take my Cleveland Browns over Eddie Forrest and the Los Angeles Chargers. Next up, we have Skill Trade and the Buffalo Bills versus SJ and the Houston Texans. Okay, I don't care if the Buffalo Bills go up against a bunch of 90 and 70 and 50 and 60-year-olds. I am not going to pick the Buffalo Bills to get a W. None this season. I'm going to always pick against the Bills because I don't see nothing out there in Buffalo that can change my decision on the game and also in real life. Skill Trade, I don't blame you. It's just the Buffalo curse. SJ, this can be an easy W for you this week. This is a game that you should get your guys going and spark some type of match out there in Houston. Even though the Houston Texans are sitting at 4-1, their actual schedule can actually be the other way, because it seemed like sometimes that the Houston Texans was coming out and they just was being like drugged through the mud. But SJ seems to always come out and figure out how to get the W. This week, you know, this is a game, like I said, to just get your guys going and flowing. And I think this is going to spark a win streak. I think you're going to go on a 5-game winning streak, but you have to figure out how to get those top production out of those guys, man. DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller, Fuller. You know, you got a solid tight end. Get those guys going. Also, man, what's up with J.J. Watt? Like, where's J.J. Watt at, man? Where is J.J. Watt? You know, we put out the Amber Alert already on DeAndre Hopkins. We found him. Now we're going to have to put out an Amber Alert for J.J. Watt. Can somebody please tell us the whereabouts of J.J. Watt? If you know, or you seen, or you know anything where J.J. Watt is at, please let the DML know so we can contact SJ so we can find him. But I think the Houston Texans is going to take the W this week. No brainer, man. Going into week 7. Next up, we have the Bus versus Tight Work and the Miami Dolphins. Now, this right here is going to be a fucking game. This potentially is the season Super Bowl preview right here, man. Like, you have 2 top tier users. Both guys are playing excellent football. You know, both defenses are balling out. But one thing about the Chicago Bears, they have shown week after week after week that this defense ain't nothing to fuck around with. If you want to come out and you want to play around like, oh yeah, I'm going to scramble with my quarterback. Oh, I'm going to sit back there in the pocket and I'm going to try to throw it over the top. Oh, I'm going to send my wide receiver over the middle. They are coming for your fucking head. Now, I don't know what they got going out there in Chicago. I don't know if they got the bounty gate out there or whatever, but this defense, how they play, They come out every week and put it all on the line and leave everything on the field. Now, they're going up against a very, very talented user with Tyreek and those Dolphins. Now, Tyreek hit trouble with the 52 fake out at the beginning of the season. Oh, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to do some of that. Man, and I told y'all, that was bullshit. That was smoke and mirrors. This guy is nothing to play around with. If you think, oh yeah, the Miami Dolphins, that roster is trash. By the time you look down to be picking up play and to look back up, he's going to drop about 40 points on you. You know, he's the real deal, man. Back-to-back Super Bowl banner hanger. He's the real deal. Now he's going up against a very, the hairs is sticking up on my arm about this game. This is going to be I'm telling you. But I think the Bears, it's like you could pick either way. But without Tyreek having Tannehill, you know, with Brock Osweiler under center, I can't see it, man. I can't see the Miami Dolphins coming away with this victory. How the Chicago Bears defense is playing. You need your starting quarterback. You know, for you to have Osweiler is like, the odds is not in your favor. So I'm going to take the bus and the Chicago Bears coming out there, taking a W out Miami, partying right after the game down South Beach, chilling with the chicks, doing what he do. But this game could go either way, man. But I gotta take the Bears in this one. Next up, we have King Vitamin and the Los Angeles Rams versus JB Blaze and the Denver Broncos. Turnovers seem to kill JB Blaze every single week, man. It's like this team comes out, it looks amazing. The offense get things going. They're actually ranked top 10 in offensive yards, but turnovers seem to kill him every week. Kills him every week. And this week, he's going up against a secondary and a solid. Like, this defense is solid. Like, the Los Angeles Rams have the most solid all-around defense in the DML right now. At the secondary, the linebackers, the front four, they're solid. So this game right here, JB, I can see a lot of turnovers happening in Denver. A lot of sacks, a lot of fumbles, a lot of interceptions. So King Vitamin, tell those guys, man, to come to Denver on empty stomachs, so they about to eat a whole lot. And y'all going back to LA with the W, heading into week 7. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens, new owner Matty Lowe versus Darkness and the Tennessee Titans. Okay, Matty Lowe is actually inheriting the Baltimore Ravens decided to go into a different direction, and they hired a new owner in Matty Lowe. Now, Matty Lowe is inheriting a okay Baltimore Ravens team. They're sitting at 4-1, sitting at the top of their division, actually sitting at the top of the AFC also. He's inheriting Lamar Jackson with a whole lot of play action. Now, a lot of questions came up in the media this week heading into this game is, can Matty Lowe figure out how to get the same top production out of Lamar Jackson? Is he going to be able to come up with a scheme to keep Lamar heading in the right direction as far as potential Rookie of the Year, potential AFC Offensive Player of the Year, potential possibly MVP of the league? Or will he just fall off the DML radar? So Matty Lowe, you actually getting a break this week, going up against a struggling Tennessee Titans team that don't have no identity on the offense or the defense side of the ball. Darkness, I don't know what's going on, but you are a team that I projected to be the breakout team of the first season. You're going up against a rookie, Matty Lowe, who just joined the DML. Come on, baby, get this W. Show the rookie what the DML is all about. Do not let this rookie come in here and get his first W off on you. Game plan, look at the tape, look at the video, and try to figure out how to get the Tennessee Titans going at home. Now, I seen how Matty Lowe play, and I think that Matty Lowe is going to come in the DML and get his first W over the Tennessee Titans heading into Week 7. Next up, we have Expert in the Jacksonville Jaguars versus HBO and the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Besides Zeke and Dak, there's no type of offense production out there in Dallas. They are hot bullshit. Like, you know how you be making all those videos calling this person a bum, that person a bum? You need to make a video about how the Dallas Cowboys are fucking trash. You're going up against a solid Jacksonville Jaguar defense. Now, we know the D's out there in Jacksonville. We know that, Fournette and the running game is out there in Jacksonville. Only question that concerns the DML right now, Expert, is Blake Bortles. Can Blake Bortles figure out how to stop letting these games be closer than what they actually have to be? Whether it's forcing the ball, whether it's overthrowing wide open receivers, whether it's not going down the set. Can he figure out how to take care of the ball and get this easy W and not fuck up? If Blake can figure that out, I see this game getting the hinges blown off very quick. I see Expert coming out there against his favorite team, ripping that Dallas star right off the fucking Dallas Cowboys helmet, right out of the middle of the field, and getting an easy W over the Dallas Cowboys heading into Week 7. Next up, we have KP and the Kansas City Chiefs versus the schemer and the New England Patriots. Man, same old. This is the same old. Week after week after week. We got KP and the most dangerous offense in the DML. Mr. Deuces himself, Tyreek Hill. It's the same thing every week. You have to figure out how to stop Tyreek Hill. If you cannot stop Tyreek Hill, you're not going to beat him. Just checking that right now. If you cannot figure out how to stop Tyreek Hill, if Tyreek's coming out putting up 200 plus yards, they win it every single time. Every single time. You have to figure out how to stop Tyreek Hill. And he's going up against a very distracted New England Patriots team. Every single week, off-field distractions seem to occur out there in New England. Whether it's the spy gate, with them spying on somebody else's practice, whether it's contract issues, whether it's players not showing up for practice. It's just too much going on out there in New England where it's starting to leak onto the field of play now. You got Tom Brady with the lowest numbers that he's ever produced since his rookie year, looking like shit. We talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady. He's looking like shit. New England is going to have to figure out how to separate those off-field problems from the infield, because it's starting to leak and you're starting to see the effect on their players. But this week, man, I see them coming out, not competing at all with KP and the Kansas City Chiefs. Expecting the big day from Tyreek Hill going off for 300 plus yards. KP taking the W over the schemer and the New England Patriots. Next up, we have Sweets 99 and the San Francisco 49ers versus Mo B and the Green Bay Packers. And this game right here, man, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what the point spread is actually projecting. Now, you got KP and the San Francisco 49ers, who seem to be struggling a bit more than what management has actually thought. You got to get those key guys going, man. You have to figure out how to get those key guys going. You have to figure it out. This week you're going up against a Green Bay Packers team who's sitting at 2-3, which a lot of people probably wouldn't have projected them to be there right now, but I'm pretty sure Mo B is in a more comfortable spot than what he actually thought his team would be at. So if Mo can figure out how to keep getting top production out of those young guns out there in Green Bay, I think this game could be a lot closer than what a lot of people think. Now, I'm not saying that the Green Bay Packers are going to pull off the W. What I'm stating is that Sweets 99 this is a game where you can get your mojo back. get guys going, figure out what's working out there in San Fran, what's not, and get that mojo going that we seen out there in New York last cycle. With this game, I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers with the W over the Green Bay Packers. Those my picks for Week 6. Drop a comment. Like I said it before, I'm coming at you every single event with a Walk the Line episode with my picks. I'm your host, OG Chris Murray, and I'm out.